4, 3. I always wait until the green light comes on. Greetings, superior beings, greetings, supreme being. Welcome to Universal Peace Television. This is the broadcast Iran not in compliance with nuclear deal. World War III threat is real, this time buying cancer oil. Referring to the previous 2 broadcasts that I did about the Rothschilds selling large amounts of US assets and buying cancer oil, which could indicate that they think that the cancer oil price will go up. And with the looming world war over Iran, that could be the cause, because Iran is not in compliance with the nuclear deal. They're in violation of the IAEA protocol to the agreement. They've agreed to allow inspections in their facilities, but now they're refusing inspections in their facilities, which is fucking weird. And the other thing I wanted to show you all, so I've covered that in my previous broadcast. I will explain it again in a few minutes or seconds. But first I wanted to show my search on Iran not in compliance. So Trump has said Iran is not in compliance with the nuclear deal 2 weeks ago already. And the weird thing is that this video has only 37 views. And then we see another one, Iran not in compliance, Trump saying it 2 weeks ago, 16 views. And this one, Press TV, Trump, Iran not in compliance with nuclear deal, 7 views. And that's fucking weird, because it's an important video, an important thing when the president claims that Iran is not in compliance with the nuclear deal. So it's like they're blocking viewers selectively to certain videos. And the other thing, there was another one I saw I have to talk about. Iran says US is not complying with the nuclear deal. New York Times, that was 1 month ago, so that's the other way around, the reverse. So first they posted information about the US not complying with the nuclear deal in New York Times, 4,845 views. And that can also cover up when Trump says Iran is not complying with the nuclear deal. And that maybe they're set up to hide their planned world war over Iran, to depopulate Earth to 500 million and rule the world from Jerusalem and all that. And I think it would be in the disadvantage of the Jesuits and the Freemasons doing this as well, because the scalar weapons are real, so it would be a scalar world war. People would take over from these Jesuits and others that are in control of their torture weapons, directed energy weapons, which are used at the moment to extort people. For example, the Japanese Prime Minister, it's their FIPA array in Poker Flat, Alaska, not the HAARP facility, which is a fake facility open every 6 years to the public. So the big news basically, so this can be a trick so that they don't find the videos of Trump saying Iran is not in compliance with the nuclear deal. They've prepared it all. So they play the mainstream media like a fiddle. For example, the GMO deaths are covered up by the bee deaths, the GMO killing the bees supposedly. And these numbers are consistent with the deaths due to genetically modified organisms in food and etc. So there are deaths because of that, and they cover that up with their honeybee deaths. And I've covered this in several of my previous broadcasts as well, but you can look at the numbers. So the GMO human deaths are due to supplements with genetically modified organisms, ingredients in them, and lots of people died from that. And the amount of honeybees is consistent with that died supposedly. So this can happen next week, because they may end the nuclear agreement. The US may step out of it. Bolton also advised this. But first, let's listen to some text that I've collected about this, some intelligence. So I would say that I think it is unlikely or even impossible that a world war would erupt over Iran, but it's better to be prepared with a radiological water filter and storable food anyway. And in reality, I don't believe that. I believe that, or I think that it's likely with the Rothschilds selling US assets and investing in cancer oil. So Taboo 7 reported about the Rothschilds selling US assets, but he didn't report where they invested into, where the money went into, basically, into cancer oil. So most people don't know about this. This is really kind of special. But because I am a Universal Peace channel, I cover this. So let's go to the data, the intel that I've collected.
Comment to the video: Charlottesville, VA hoax, the smoking gun. Vegan warrior? There were 3 cars and just 1 driver? Who were the other 2? Was Heather Heyer buried or cremated? But how do the shadows confirm that this is fake footage? Check my channel for more info. An LOL here and there, LOLs are everywhere. CR ISIS actors. Enjoy. Gag me delinquent. The Capitol Pill Ring. YouTube. How to make 9mm jacketed hollow point bullets. Tactical Pursuit 52K views. Game makers. There might be crisis actors that can really cry as well, so then there's still hope. Lol. Sexual suppression, thought suppression, psychic suppression. Total brain control with synthetic telepathy. Antifa plans civil war to overthrow Trump on November 4th. Seeking the truth. 3,280 views 3 hours ago. Controlled collapse. Rothschild just sold massive amounts of U.S. assets. Taboo 77 August 27, 2017. Rothschild just sold massive amounts of U.S. assets. NWO report.me. The Oracle August 29, 2017 at 3:35 p.m. That is because the Yellowstone supervolcano will erupt soon via nukes. Trump said he would create jobs by addressing the U.S. complete lack of infrastructure updates, which began when NASA from space discovered the supervolcano, which led to the downfall of America in response. Now no mention of rebuilding American infrastructure because Donald T. now knows Yellowstone is the end of the USA. Rebuilding or making great again is ridiculous, considering that America will be destroyed totally very soon, possibly October, when the elite will be in the southern hemisphere to avoid all the destruction. 30/08/2017 Because the Rothschilds invested in cancer oil, Petrolia Abrasileros Petro. Could this indicate they speculate the price of energy, cancer oil specifically, will soon rise? Could it be they have planned and have inside knowledge about an attack on Iran and world war over Iran and higher cancer oil prices because of this long plan? And Third Jesuit World War? Rothschilds selling U.S. assets and buying cancer oil, indication of higher oil price. WW3? Changed into YouTube video. Rothschilds selling U.S. assets and buying cancer oil, indication of future rise oil price. WW3? The sanctions against Iran need to be more sweeping, says John Bolton. Fox Business. 790 views. Iran in terrifying warning to world. New World War could destroy Israel and Dubai. Israel and small Gulf Arab states would be completely destroyed in a war between the US and Iran that has grown increasingly likely after the election of Donald Trump. December 12, 2016. Express.co.uk.
So the Express.co UK doesn't mention Russia at all.
Rothschilds buying cancer oil, indication of Jesuits World War III plans, Iran not in compliance. It's science, so how? What will happen? Sept 23, 2017. World War III ignites before September 2017. Prophetic warning 3 days ago. 153 views. Iran not in compliance with nuclear deal. World War III threat is real this time. Buying oil.
So then I tried to play this video. Rothschild sold massive amounts of US assets, and here's exactly what he bought. The money GPS uploaded this. And perhaps there was a problem with too much CPU usage. It should play this video. It's not just audio. Ah, there it is.
Disclose the initial findings of the Rothschild U.S. asset sales. Let's take a deeper look. You came here for the truth. Previously, I discussed this chart right here. Let's briefly cover it for those who haven't seen it. US dollars have been sold off in the last 6 months by the Rothschilds, and they've been buying sterling, euro, and others. All of this information is publicly available. You can do a search online. 13F. It shows you all of the holdings for all of these different companies.
Another thought I had about this is, or are they just going to introduce a global currency, ? Or both? Jesuits' Third World War and global currency. So let me know what you all think about this in the comments. So first I watched the Abu 7 video, and then I checked if others were reporting about this, and I found this video also indicating what they invested in. So let's check it out.
It is public information. You can look this up for yourself. Now, there are other websites which will compile this data and formulate it into a much easier to use website. Holdings Channel is just one of them. And what they show you in this example are IT Capital Partners' top holdings. Something very important has happened. They've bought into energy, specifically out of Brazil, and they've sold off S&P Global Inc. So it looks like
So Brazil is on the southern hemisphere.
they are going ahead, buying into energy, selling off US assets. That's what I'm discussing here today. Let's go in a little deeper. This is another website, Whale Wisdom. And it might be hard to read the font here, so I'll quickly cover it. They're in the energy sector, a massive purchase of PBR.A. And you can see the size of which they have purchased comparative to the size of the actual fund itself. And the SPGI being sold off. It seems that they're not just selling the currency, they're also selling the market as well. This is very telling to me in what's happening with the Rothschilds, what they are doing. You don't have to be into the inside to know what they do. This information is in fact public, and you can see that with the 13Fs. Let's look just very quickly into the SPGI just to outline who owns it exactly. All of the big names: Vanguard, BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan. This is the US stock market. And the Rothschilds seem to believe that there's no reason to hold it any longer. Do they think that the stock market is going to come down and energy is going to rise, particularly oil to rise? I don't know, but that looks like it is based on what they're doing. Perhaps they just feel that the price is depressed. They could sell again in short order, that's for sure. Now, there's a growing trend that has been taking place that is not being discussed, and I need to bring that to you right now. So let's take a quick look at this. Right out of CNBC, investors pull billions from the US stocks in the longest outflow streak since 2004. Investors have pulled 30 billion from US stocks over the last 10 weeks. That's according to Bank of America. This is the 10th straight week of withdrawals, longest in more than a decade. International positioning changes also indicates investors are becoming more defensive. So they're worried. They're wondering what's going to happen. Interest rates are rising. What's happening politically? The outflows occurred despite the S&P 500's nearly 1% gain this quarter and a record high on August 8th. It will not stop the flood. Let's look deeper into the article. Investors are fleeing. And what I wanted to note here was also the trend of emerging markets and European and Japanese stocks. They saw a $36 billion inflow over the last 10 weeks. So this right here is very important, particularly with European emerging markets. The money seems to be flowing in that direction, and perhaps the US bull has run its course. I don't know. I'm just going based on these pieces of information.
So that's Rothschild sold massive amounts of US assets, and here's exactly what he bought. Uploaded by The Money GPS, it's a channel on YouTube. Thanks for uploading this. So another thing that's important and noteworthy is that they are probably blocking views selectively on YouTube, which I've explained. I've uploaded some anonymous videos. There's my channel. It will give an error because I'm going to the videos directly. If I would load my channel first, then there would be no problem, and this could be the indication that they're blocking my views selectively. Reload, and if I reload it once or twice, then it will show the videos. So these are my latest videos. Here's the live now broadcast. My videos as anonymous. So this one has 103 views. But that's just because I gave it 100 views myself. And other anonymous videos have like 8 views, 2 views. Though it's a cool anonymous with the iceberg cap on. Cooler than most. So it's weird because most are all anonymous videos. Also if they wear the mask so that you can see the straps on the side, etc. the bad anonymouses even get more views in a day, even an hour. Usually they get like 1,000 or more views. 1,000 views is normal for anonymous videos. And that may be the difference between the CIA anonymous, what some consider the fake anonymous and others consider the real anonymous. And the same is with non-CIA anonymouses out there, the real anonymouses, I call them, but they would call them the fake anonymouses. So that's the satanic inversion, because they're satanically controlled by the CIA, the same people that put the cancer chemtrails in America, CIA. Others say Coke in America. If you know what it really stands for, CIA, then you can always Skype Prologic 999. Here you can see in the right top corner, Prologic number 999, that's my Skype. And you can Skype me live in this broadcast if you have important information that you want to share, if you want to interview me, or if you want to be interviewed by me, etc. Then you can always Skype if you have some important information. But usually when people have Skype, they can upload a video themselves. So then why do they Skype with Alex Jones and stuff? I think many of these people are CIA operatives and working together with them. And they are controlled the position, obviously. I've covered this in my previous broadcasts. So extremely few views because they're blocking videos selectively. Google and Facebook as well. So the search results don't show my video, so then they cannot click on it. It's quite simple, really. Okay. So then I can cover some comments. I think I've covered the most important thing. Is how to prevent a world war. Preventing beats curing. Preventing the 7-year nuclear winter. Preventing a depopulation to 500 million. And of course you cannot nuke without it affecting your own country as well. The nuclear cloud will go around the world and produce a 7-year nuclear winter, which will be colder than the next ice age, if they manage to keep it only nuclear. But it would be a scalar world war, and it would be mutually assured destruction, so it would be worse than that. So they may just go for sanctions and not bombing their facilities. And if they bomb the facilities, they may have an agreement with the Russian leader Putin to avoid a world war. Unless their goal is a world war, then this was all set up to create it, basically. Perhaps in reality there is no nuclear agreement, they just pretend there is in the mainstream media. But I find that hard to believe. And believing is stupid, knowing is smart. Casio F91W replied, "You know that you are insane, right?" Casios cannot talk, so it's I must be insane. Nick 1989 commented, "The Goyim, no." Well, if they are control the position, perhaps the truth is the Goyim don't know, the non-Jews don't know who is depopulating them exactly. They think they are a bunch of globalists. Free speech means so-called hate speech and knowing the truth about the Holocaust records. free speech means that it's covered up with other bullshit that you don't need to know, basically. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge commented, "You lazy bum, stop using robot to talk for you, do it yourself." Well, I'm too lazy for that, obviously. I'm not gonna read it all out myself. Why you don't like globalism? Right. This shows Margaret Chan and George Soros, Committee of 300, subversive body of the Club of Rome members. Depopulators, depopulating the earth, exterminating 93% of us, etc. So they should be arrested. All Committee of 300 members must be arrested, and so also the Freemasons must be arrested. All secret society members must be arrested. Big D commented, "Good job pinching your nipples." I'm still hetero, whatever. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge commented, "Thanks for your compliment anyway then." Karl-Heinz Rummenigge commented, "The Lamb and the 144,000. And they sang a new song before the throne and all the other bullshit. And they dropped something. It's all done strategically with synthetic telepathy. Believe it or not, it's a neural network. You can compare it to some non-existing entity. It's pretty close, but since it didn't create the Big Bang, it didn't create the Earth. It is not really God, because God does not exist, and it's good to keep that in mind. Also, that all believers are insane. So I consider Karl-Heinz Rummenigge insane as well, but perhaps he's joking. And they sang a new song before the throne, and before the 4 living creatures and the elders. And no one could learn the song except the 144. And he also commented, "Having sex is bad. They killed Jesus because he didn't have sex and almost destroyed the reincarnation cycle. He knew how to fight Matrix. The only way to fight it, basically." Celo Ignifugo commented, "Yes, it is. YouTube selectively demonetizes videos. I have another channel where my videos are being demonetized, even when they are following the guidelines and are not infringing copyright laws." Demonetization. I'd have to look up what it means, but I thought it was that when you have a copyrighted track or something in your video, then they monetize it. It means they put commercials on it, basically, so that you can still broadcast it. Or take out a piece of audio that's not allowed selectively, which is good so that they don't have to erase your whole video, which can also contain evidence. But that's an interesting comment, because I've been trying to find out if and how YouTube is selectively blocking content. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge commented, "I block your videos, you know too much, I am Illuminati." He does look familiar. Well, then ask yourself, wouldn't it be a better timeline if you wouldn't block my videos, basically? But again, he may just be joking. Thanks for your comments. Kieran G commented, "Great video, can you subscribe back, please?" I cannot just go subscribing. I wonder what it means, even, subscribing. Subscribing the subs. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge commented, "Hey." But I guess it may mean that if you subscribe, then you are getting an indication when somebody is doing a new upload. But it's possible I've never subscribed to anyone or anything, so I don't really know what it means, but people just say that at the end of the video, so I say it. Well, please like and subscribe. Malig peasant Moloch indeed. So yeah, they're spreading the information, not the misinformation, disinformation they are spreading, but intelligence we need to prevent a world war and create a perfect society in which we all will live happily eternally, which is possible because everything is energy. Logan commented, please watch my Sandy Hook was fake video and leave a comment, and I will sub to you. Just leave a comment on the video. So even if it was fake, what's the use in knowing? And it's about the ISIS attacks being fake, not Sandy Hook and older things that they've done. Selwyn, but it may be true, whatever. Selwyn Greenfrith commented, Thursday, 17th August 2048, 2017. I see 16 views and 1 down thumb and not up thumbs. Best wishes, Ulrich. Your son, Yearwood. Selwyn Greenfrith. Well, that's sad. A down thumb. And I wanna cry. Karlheim's Rummenigger commented, nah dude, you won't die. I will protect you. I'm Illuminati. Well, I hope I'm protected and that we can create a perfect society in which we will live happily eternally. That is not a tourbillon, it's simply the escape wheel that you are looking at. It's at Holland's watch or whatever. I think it's nice, it's a good deal, but they may have some kind of brain control, so people think it's a flaky watch and it sucks, etc. But I usually lately only wear my digital watches because they're lighter, they don't have moving parts, they're not as prone to damage, and they can be atomic, so they're exact, and most analog watches are not exact. They're not atomic clocks, though they exist as well, of course, and I can see the moon phase and set an alarm and timer, etc. That's all very functional, so it's a good timepiece, and it's much lighter and smaller. And I can see the time by just looking once at the watch. I don't have to decipher the sticks and numbers on it to see the time. Madison Henry commented, magic free visitors for 13 sales per day. Commercial. Karl-Heinz Rummenigger commented, no Bible is real, dude. He means no, well, whatever, you may be joking. So the Vatican lie on purpose and corrupt religion, so you worship Satan. Very funny. Of course, I do not worship Satan. In reality, Satan does not exist either. And the Incest Bible is a collection of polytheistic plagiarized myths rolled into monotheism, and that proves beyond any reasonable doubt that God does not exist. George Soros, if he really said that the humans made the idea of God, God did not make the humans, something with that stretching. Is that meaning, I mean, then I agree with him, it's the truth. Doesn't mean that I agree with depopulating Earth and ruling the world from Jerusalem, creating EU superstate and paying protesters, so that you get these fake protests of people that are there for the $2,500 they get, plus 50 an hour, plus travel expenses if they protest 6 times. So they first have to protest 6 times, then they get the $2,500. And perhaps they've arranged it so that that World War occurs before, when they've protested 5 times or whatever. Or perhaps there will not be a World War, but it's still better to be prepared with the radiological water filter and storable food. Sex is lust, and lust is sin. Love is spiritual connection. And sex drains your soul. Well, and perhaps it's better than not being drained. NDB 5.0 replied, Ulrich Kaufman, hey mate, thanks for replying, great to hear you're still around. And why the peanut butter rice and all the other advice you gave for health reasons. I've been hit real hard the last couple. Yeah, I'm still around. Incredible. Joshua Steinberg commented, him painting that on the wall was an expression of artistic free speech. No anti-Semitism happened since he was Jewish himself. Knoblauch ist ganz gut. You need more palms. Donations are welcome on universalpeace.jimdo.com via PayPal. So it may have to do with monetization. Perhaps I need to monetize these videos myself. I can Google what it means. Monetization is the process of converting or establishing something into legal tender. While it usually refers to the coining of currency or the printing of banknotes by central banks, it may also take the form of a promissory currency. YouTube.com account monetization. To be approved, all channels need at least 10,000 views. This requirement allows us to properly evaluate new channels and helps protect creator content. So what do you all think? Should I switch it on or... Oh, then I have to sign up for AdSense to make an existing... get paid. Well, then that means that I get more commercials, and that's not the idea. The idea is doing this for free, completely free, so that they know I'm not getting paid or anything, so that I am still impartial and unbiased. And base is very close to unbiased, isn't it?
Basically, is all about being yourself and not caring what anybody else thinks.
It has to say it's funny at the end. Oh, my father might come in. Cleaning a pipe. Yeah, so people can Skype me live in this broadcast. It would be fun. And perhaps only my neighbors or other people. I've been using a megaphone also. Oh yeah, I could use a megaphone right now. Then if you use a megaphone, what would you say? Well, for sure I would say Universal peace now. And I would make them attentive of, or let them know about my new video about possible world war. It also has music. Hi all. So everybody should check my channel on YouTube. That's BC Hoffman FFN, because it has vital information for your survival. And prepare for that World War III over Iran. Iran is not complying with the nuclear deal, just in case, with the radiological water filter and storable food. So check my channel BC Hoffman FFN on YouTube. My latest video that I'm live now, basically, that's clear to myself, on YouTube. And the video is Iran not in compliance with nuclear deal. World War III threat is real this time. Buying oil. So the Rothschilds have sold loads, big amounts of US assets were sold by the Rothschilds, and they've invested in cancer oil and energy. So they expect that cancer oil price to go up for a reason, and the thing is that Iran is not complying with the nuclear deal, and Trump also spoke about this in several videos also on YouTube, but they have very few views. And it's possible they are selectively blocking content, including mine, because I expose what they really don't want you to know. So check my channel. You can also visit universalpeace.jimdo.com. And via that website you can check my channel on YouTube as well. For universal peace. Over and out. So if something happens, you have to take cover. And it's best to have a radiological water filter and storable food. So yeah, you can all think about what you can do when that air alarm goes off. It's a real one. Go! Clocking. You can tell me when you're ready. So please Skype me when you're ready. Skype number is prologic999. And I'm not really ready. Basically, I don't have enough storable food. My radiological water filter is a tiny straw. Because I didn't get any donations. In reality, they also have a smear campaign and people are brain controlled to a certain extent, and they're also tortured with directed energy weapons, so perhaps they cannot even watch my channel without being harassed, etc. Or perhaps they let them fall asleep and then they switch to some other channel with wireless energy. And erase it from the memory, of course. They are erasing memory selectively. So I have another new spinner. This is my rainbow wheel spinner. I don't know if it's if it would work as long as this one. This is my longest spinning spinner. And there's also a difference in thickness. I don't know if you all can see this, but this one is thicker than the blue one. And perhaps it's because it has an extra layer of this rainbow material on the outside. And the pentagram spinner, of course. But I think that near the end it's when it looks coolest, basically like this. But it doesn't spin very long at a slow speed. At a high speed like this, it spins longer. And it has a cool reflection. These colors are nice. And I can let it spin on the table as well, but only on one side. The other side doesn't work with this one. And with this one I put in ceramic bearing, my USA flag. And you can hear how smooth it sounds. Really nice. The dollar spinner, so then the dollar might go down more if they buy cancer oil, basically. I don't know what that would do to the economy. I'm just speculating or whatever. And this one is only nice at a slow speed, basically. It is spinning now. It looks a bit like a flying saucer, like this. And my atom spinner. That's also very cool. I like this one also. And I have glow in the dark and a blue one. Oh yeah, this one's also pretty cool. Alien type. It's a bit different. And this nice green and purple. And that's a famous model. It's easy to spin it like this with one hand, and but this one may be even better for that. Oh yeah, and the swastika fidget spinner. So that can also be a Buddhist sign. It's not necessarily Nazi swastika. So the Buddhist is the other way around, basically. But it's the same thing. And it's also a Chinese character. So this is basically also very cool. This is one of the coolest ones to look at, I think. I bought this quite cheap. I won this on eBay. And it's interesting that with this one that effect occurs a bit as well. If it's spinning like this, then it can look like that if you look at it in a specific way. There you see that special effect, you see? That's really nifty. And with the satanic pentagram spinner, basically, you can see that it's showing two balls on the side like this, but then if you turn it like this, they disappear. It's like a magic trick practically. And this is a nice hefty, it's pretty heavy feel to it, pulling and stuff. Okay. That's just to take their minds off pushing that button and having some fun instead. Good idea. So we're surrounded with these weapons of self-destruction. It's insane, and you know they're insane because they didn't dismantle these nukes, which would be a lot cheaper than a world war in which most of our society and infrastructure would be destroyed in mutually assured destruction. So retaliation would be automatic, and let's hope they've not planned this. But be prepared anyway. I think nuclear weapons are real. You have the Bikini Islands, Mururoa, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and the videos of the Trinity, the first atomic tests, atomic bombs. But some people claim that these are not airborne, they are not mobile, they are ground detonated devices. It's the book Harmonic 33. And that a special position of the sun is required to be able to detonate these devices. And they claim that airborne nuclear weapons do not exist. They have no missiles that can be shot into the other country, so they have to have planted these ground detonating devices, for example under the Statue of Liberty and other places, where they will be detonated to give the illusion that they're attacked with nuclear weapons. And their story is that it's a bigger yield if they detonate them in the air above the ground. And people have missile shields and scalar weapons wherewith they can fry their circuits, so it's unlikely that any of these missiles would ever reach their target if they would be used. The mainstream media also reports about these missile shields, which may be TAD and Iron Dome, which may be anti-ballistic missile systems that shoot down these missiles with other missiles, so more missiles basically. So people that have not lost their teeth due to dental torture with these directed energy weapons, I think, do not realize what they can do with these weapons. And some people don't even believe in their existence. If everybody's brain controlled, then even if you showed them the truth and the evidence that proves it beyond any reasonable doubt, they still wouldn't believe you, they would disbelieve you. And believing and disbelieving is stupid, knowing is smart, so it's best not to have an opinion unless we're sure of things. And to not be like other people that have an opinion without having the facts. It's recognized. So, perhaps it would be best if I say it's certain it's gonna happen, they're gonna attack Iran to produce the Jesuits' Third World War. If you don't prepare, then you're gonna die of radiation poisoning. But I think I would put more horses on preventing it, because I'm prepared myself to a certain extent. Though I think I'd need a bigger water filter, so I could consider buying that then. So we can check the news if there's any other news. So this is my channel. Rothschild selling US assets and buying cancer oil. Here I searched on the Dutch word één, meaning one, to find the Dutch with the most viewers to respond, to let them know about the possible world war threat over Iran. And if they're gonna do that, then they may make everybody disbelieve it, and the controlled opposition wouldn't report about this. David Duke, I don't know if he's CIA or whatever. But I ran into these broadcasts because I was checking out the alt-right, basically, in relation to the final solution originally being an idea of a Jewish person to exterminate the German people, not an idea of the Germans to exterminate the Jewish people. Originally an idea of Theodor Kaufman of the book Germany Must Perish, which you can download. It's a photocopied book. It's quite interesting, really. And actually it was my attempt to find evidence that proves that the Holocaust happened beyond any reasonable doubt. But I ran into the opposite, basically. So that's why I'm investigating this stuff. US versus China and Russia together, who wins? Well, no one wins. It would be mutually assured destruction, and World War IV would be fought with sticks and stones, according to some of them. If there would ever be a third World War, third Jesuit World War. Because now they have these scalar weapons. Former Lieutenant Colonel Tom Bearden also talks about. And there are 15 scalar weapon countries. But if all the owners of these scalar weapons have agreed to exterminate 93% of the world's global population, then we're in for a surprise. Perhaps we'll never notice it anyway. But I think that's the problem, that they cannot pull it off. Some people wouldn't go along with that. Exterminating their fellow humans and hoping that they themselves would survive. It's a risk that's too big with 15 scalar weapons, 15 scalar weapon countries. China, Russia and Iran are preparing for World War III. Breaking News TV 5 months ago. 144,000 views according to the YouTube counter. So 5 months ago, people have been reporting about the strike on Iran as well. So the advice is to first have an agreement with the Russian president if they want to bomb these facilities where they don't allow the inspections, to avoid World War III, and to use sanctions instead of bombs. And if they bomb it, then only bombing these facilities and not innocent civilians. But Israel has a missile shield and they have nuclear weapons themselves, so shouldn't they be sanctioned and etc.? What's happening? Explosions reported at flooded Crosby chemical plant. Black smoke streams from storm-crippled chemical plant in Texas as Harvey's wrath moves inland. So there are people that think that this is hurricane generated with ionospheric heaters. They're modifying the jet stream, and this is all done deliberately to create a crisis big enough to impose their totalitarian global government. It's done by the Jesuits. I can show the leader of the Jesuits that you need to take out if you'd want to end the world war. That's this guy. Oh yeah, Mossad CIA equals WikiLeaks. Adolfo Nicholas, Superior General of the Jesuits, Black Pope Adolfo Nicholas, and his 6 generals control the quote White Pope, unquote, and the Vatican, and the entire list below. Illuminati, Zionist, Globalist Elite, the Council on Foreign Relations, Bilderberg Group, Freemasons, Council of 300, the United Nations, and the Council of Trent. The Jesuits control the Knights Templar, Knights of Columbus, and Knights of Malta. The CIA, FBI, NSA, ASIO, MI5, MI6, NSIS, FSB, DGSE, Mossad, and every intelligence agency in the world is Masonic and controlled by the Jesuits. The Jesuits have infiltrated most governments and leaders, including Obama, making them puppets that carry out Jesuit orders. Citizens Action Network on Facebook. Ever wonder why the world is so diabolically evil? Meet a man that plans it that way. The Black Pope Adolfo Nicholas, the most powerful man in the world and behind the plan for a new world order. A global gov. So that has always been their goal. We have the 2 Jesuit world wars, the Jesuit Holocaust and the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They've tortured 50 million innocent people to death in their Inquisition. They've demolished the WTC. Peter Hans Kolvenbach gave the order. The previous leader of the Jesuits, which is wearing black robes, not white robes, because in reality they have a satanic inner core. The Satanists that pretend to be Christians, depopulating the earth, that wanted global government. That's their ultimate goal. To rule the world, and their method to take over the world is controlled active measures, ideological subversion, and the 4 phases of active measures need to be reversed. So we need the opposite, and that would be moralization, stabilization, generating an economic surge, and demilitarization, channeling. Now about 50% of the American taxpayer money is going to the military industrial complex, defense, etc. More than half of the taxpayer money. And they're just giving themselves more power with the brain control machine, etc. Because they even have time travel capabilities, so the time travelers might be most likely found among the billionaires and the world's trillionaires, like the Rothschilds are the only world's only trillionaires according to some sources online, and are not listed on Forbes for some reason. So, haha, oh, almost one. Guantanamo, that dump. And why the orange outfits? Is it done by the Bilderberg House of Orange or something? They run Guantanamo. They give you their food if you're in there. So this indicates that there are 2 light sources at least, and this was clearly shot in the studio, and they use backdrops. A gigantic studio, perhaps Area 51. Perhaps Area 50 lost. Down with the cross. That's a panorama, real panorama picture right there. But I can make some better ones. "13 dead as old unsafe buildings collapses in Mumbai building." Well, theoretically, any president's approval rating can drop to 0. Or it can be up to 100% approval. Iran rejects US call for UN nuclear watchdog to inspect more sites. CNN. So if I'd have to make a prediction, I say they probably will dump the Iran nuclear agreement and bomb the nuclear facilities, all and not in concordance with the Russian leader Putin. And there are people that are hell-bent on depopulating Earth to 500 million, and they will be in underground cities, so automatic retaliation will only kill the innocent civilians on the other side, not the people doing this. Predatory ants who have spring-loaded jaws that snap shut 700 times faster than you can blink. Read. Pedo chat room sicko called himself, quote, nappyhead, unquote, as he searched for abuse and torture pics of babies while staying in. Monks and church vandalized with satanic anti-police graffiti. Scammers claim you have a secret account with the Fed. You don't. Bankrate.com. Two-state solution, World War. US calls Kushner's Mideast talks, quote, productive, unquote, doesn't commit to two-state solution. Washington Post, August 25th, 2017. Top US congressman, time to think beyond two-state solution. Jerusalem Post. So they could add to the agreement that ally countries of Iran and Israel may not intervene if they go to war with each other, thus avoiding a world war. But you could argue it's divided impera, it's divide to defeat, divide to conquer. It's segregation instead of multiculturalism, which they advocate for most countries. It's part of flooding these countries with unlimited amounts of immigrants to crash the economy, to crash the country, and to impose a totalitarian regime. That's phase 3 of ideological subversion. So we need to generate an economic surge, and phase 4 is normalization, is when the tanks roll in, so they want a military state, not a police state, which is what they pretend. But now we've already seen also that President Trump has let that surplus of military weapons flow to the police. And I was wondering why they are not using stun guns. Because if you hit someone with a bullet, they can still shoot back, etc. But if you shoot a little stun pellet in them, then they would not be able to shoot back anymore. It may be safer for the police, and also there would be less deaths due to police bullets and stuff like that. So tasers are legal in the US, not in Europe. At least not in the Netherlands. And I think perhaps Europe banned them completely. And that's because they're unsafe in reality. If you're a police officer, don't let them taser you, test on you, etc. It may cause brain damage and heart attacks. You can Google taser deaths. see the statistics and stuff. An electroshock always causes brain damage, as shown on the MRI scans, and increases the victim's suicide risk. So ECT, electroconvulsive therapy, also known as electroshock, may never be applied and should be banned completely. Wildscolts.com. Taser safety issues. Let's see some statistics. In 2005 there were a lot of them. Deaths per year 78 total. 39 in 2004, so these are rather old statistics basically. Taser use in England and Wales. So the police may have them, but citizens may not, I think, in Europe. Fatal police taserings. Texas 48, Florida 73, and California 108. Taser used by province. Wow, I misclicked.
Were you a member of Skull and Bones in college and Bush? Were you in the same secret society?
That's all right. Let me answer his question.
Excuse me, what are you running for? Whoa, 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 whoa. Is anybody watching me? I'm not Don't tase me, bro! Don't tase me! I can't do it! Ow! Ow! Ow!
So he got tased.
So that's a video student tastered after John Kerry Skull Bones question, uploaded by Grand Theft Country or something on YouTube. And it has a remark of presenters.
For asking John Kerry a strange question about the 2004 presidential election.
a strange question. That's not a strange question. Of course it's relevant if they are Skull and Bones members. So John Kerry said let him ask his question and let me answer his question and stuff. And he admitted to being a member of Skull and Bones, you could argue. And weird that he gets tasered for asking a question. Perhaps they all are totally insane, so watch out. So they're not gonna arrest all secret society members because they're controlled by them. They're slaves of these pedophiles that rape them and torture them with directed energy weapons, etc. If they try to do anything about it, then their teeth get tortured out of their mouth. If they attempt to press charges, and they're tortured to death slowly with these directed energy weapons, and still, instead of killed with a heart attack like that interviewer Tim Russert, who according to sources online was murdered after asking John Kerry and Bush if they are Skull and Bones members, and Bush saying that it's so secret that he can talk about it. Okay. So according to sources online, they're synonymous with the Jesuits, and these Jesuits work with these Masons on depopulating the earth, these 6 Jews that want to depopulate earth, etc. And they want to rule the world from Jerusalem. So let's see if I get some more views now, because this is an on-topic, it's a topic that's covered by some, also the book 7, about the Rothschilds massively selling US assets and investing it in cancer oil in South America or whatever. And that's supposedly also where these Nazis will hide during the Third Jesuit World War. But they may also hide at sea, of course. It's another place we could go. Though I will never go, I think. I hope that was not a precognitive vision I had. It was basically like the movie The Titanic, but I was on that boat basically. So single ladies are welcome to smoke a joint together or to get a free shiatsu hand massage. And please spread the info, the knowledge of the existence of this channel. And it's possible they also use directed energy weapons to prevent people from clicking on my videos, and that they only show them the worst videos that I've created. So that they have the idea that all my videos suck. It may even have time travel capability and let me say and do things that make you think that I'm one of them, etc. That's how they try to play the people out against each other. So they're always the ones to tell you where your enemies are, but they're never the ones to fight and to die. It's always the same story. Don't let them play you out against each other, then you've already won. If you're helping with their depopulation, they will kill you when they've depopulated to leave no trace of evidence, and they only serve themselves. So be careful out there, trust no one. And I think it's good to tell people to get that radiological water filter and storable food. And they may thank you one day. After we've depopulated to 500 million total global population, that number on the $1 million costing Georgia Guidestones, which have human blood on them according to sources which I've reported to the police in the US. There was also a number I got or something for my report. But I think they're not looking into that or doing anything about it, or that Coronado swastika shaped building that looks like a swastika from space with the satellites. And perhaps they think I'm some kind of Nazi or something, which I'm not. I'm not for exterminating any group of people. I'm anti-human culling and depopulation, anti-racism, anti-homophobia, and pro-universal peace, pro-creating that cure against aging, controlling the 7 factors that control aging, and creating a perfect society in which we all will live happily eternally. So the taxpayers have paid money to be protected and served by the government, not to be exterminated and tortured. So I temporarily halt this broadcast for universal peace. That's about all. Peace out.